Hello guys, so let's discuss today's POTD, that is 2169, count 0 operations to obtain 0. Count operations to obtain 0. So it is marked as easy. You are given two non-negative integers nums1 and nums2. In one operation, if num1 is greater than equal to num2, you must subtract num2 from num1. Otherwise, subtract num1 from num2. So whichever is maximum, you have to subtract the minimum from that maximum number. For example, if num1 is 5 and num2 is 4, you have to subtract num2 from num1, that is 5 minus 4. You have to return the number of operations required to make either num1 is equal to 0 or num2 is equal to 0. So you have to find the number of operations that is required to make either of number to 0. So let's see the example test cases. So num1 is 2 and num2 is 3. So you can subtract 2 from 3 because 3 is greater than 2. So in one operation you will subtract 3, you will do 3 minus 2, so num2 become 1 and num1 become 2. In the second operation you will do 2 minus 1, that is 1. So num1 will become 1 and num2 is 1, already 1. And in the third and the last operation you will do num1 minus num2, or you can also do num2 minus num1. So it will become 0, and you have done 3 operations to make any of these number 0. So the constraint are 10 raised to power 5 means O of n log n or O of n time complexity solution will pass. So I have done 2 solution for this. So let's see the first solution that I have done. So it was a brute force solution. So what I have done, I am continuing this while loop till any of my number becomes 0. So whenever any one of this number will become 0, this while loop condition will break and it come out of the loop. And inside it I am just simulating the process that is given in the problem itself. So the num1 is, if num1 is greater than equal to num2, I am marking or updating num1 to num1 minus num2. Otherwise I am updating num2 to num2 minus num1 and increasing my count, and at last I am returning count. So it is a easy solution, or you can say it's a brute force solution. But the second solution is a more optimal and good solution. So what I'm doing here is I'm iterating or I'm using the while loop, and this while loop, the condition of while loop, this while loop will break when any one of these two numbers will become 0. So inside it what I'm doing is if my num1 is greater than num2, so I'm increasing my count to num1 upon num2. Let's understand it with this example. Suppose num1 is 2. So what I'm doing is my num1 is greater. If my num1 is greater than num2, I am doing this. In this case, let's take this test case. In this case, my num2 is greater than num1. So num2 is greater than num1 means I am doing this 3 divided by 2. This will give us 1. Means I can subtract num2 from num1 from num2 only one times. So that's why I'm adding 1 in my count, and here I'm subtracting how many times I can subtract this num2 from num1 such that this such that the num2 is greater than or equal to 0. So this is I'm doing in both these conditions. So these both lines are explaining or describing this, that how many times I can subtract a number from a second number, means a minimum number from a maximum number, such that the number doesn't go or such that the number doesn't become less than 0, and at last I am returning count. So this is a more optimal solution than the previous solution, because we are eliminating the, or we are calculating this, we are subtracting the numbers in more optimal way. So this these two solutions I've done for this problem, and this is an easy problem, so this solution will work in the larger test case also, but the previous solution will not work in a larger test case, or if the constraint will be large. So yeah, this is the solution for this problem. Thank you.